I beg you, please.
One, the racketeering conspiracy charge. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, perhaps the most complicated charge for the jury to understand.
Today is one of those days I remind myself that this world is indeed a terrible place. Because I guess that if you have enough baby oil with a little bit of influence and a little bit of money and a little bit of pandering, you can slip away from any justice system that you want. Welcome to my channel, where the only thing that matters is my opinion.
They have found Sean Combs not guilty of leading a criminal enterprise, not guilty of racketeering conspiracy. They will now move to the other 4 counts, 2 of them on sex trafficking and on and we have not guilty now on count 2, which was sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of sex trafficking when it comes to his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura.
What? What the fuck?
It's a crazy thing to think about it, and if you think about it, you can have so much evidence put up against you, and even though the evidence is true, people can look at something that is white and call it black. People can look at something that is wrong and say that somebody is innocent. Now, why would somebody do these things? That's the question I ask myself. Why would somebody say that something that is right is wrong? And why would somebody say that something that is wrong is right? And it all boils down to one thing. People are just protecting themselves. You only protect somebody that you see is like you. I will not be surprised if the people that justify and say that Diddy has done nothing wrong are the people that engage in this type of activities in the first place.
Man, I'm so glad Diddy free, bro. You know, the reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. And I'm tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls like that. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this for people, you know, I know he ain't paid people, but if he done all this for hip-hop, if he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man.
The interesting thing is, I heard that when the jury gave their final verdict, that his family and a bunch of other people were clapping. And this reminds me of a well-known R&B singer that's in jail, R. Kelly, and how he was allowed to go scot-free even though he was fully guilty and there was so much damning evidence. But they allowed him to go scot-free simply because they liked his music. He was black, people pandered, and they just couldn't believe that a human being that makes such good songs is capable of doing such an act. That's the same thing we see here.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
People cannot seem to accept the fact that human beings can be two-faced. Somebody can do good things, say the right things, stand for some things that you can identify with, but yet in their personal lives be bullies, be abusers, be people that you would not even want to hang around with at the same time. And right now we have a situation where people want to pick who they believe to be true, not actually looking at the evidence, looking at what the eyewitnesses have said, but they just want to believe that you are a good person simply because you say you're a good person. Now, as of what Diddy has been found guilty of, will he actually spend the 10 to 20 years in prison? I highly doubt it. Because if you're going to call what is wrong right, why should I have any confidence that you are actually going to make sure that what is the penalty for what is actually being charged guilty of is actually done to the fullest extent?
Hey! My God.
Now also, I will never claim that I know just as much, if not more, than the people that were actually directly involved in this trial. But something that I will also never do, or would not want to do, is call something that's wrong right. With everything that we've seen, with Diddy lying about abusing Cassie or ever being that type of person in their relationship, then Cassie releasing a video about it, then Diddy coming out to say that he needs to pray for forgiveness and uses God as a punching bag.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it, I'm disgusted now.
Lying about everything, being arrested from his homes, being in this situation. You cannot tell me that he had no hand or he was completely innocent of everything that has been brought in this court case. If somebody has been caught lying about domestic abuse in a relationship where he had the high hand because he owns the label and he is their boss, in a way, you cannot tell me that there are more deeper, darker, and sinister things that have been done that the public will not even know about.
He has been found guilty on count 3, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. He has also been found guilty on count 5, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. These charges carry a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison, so we do have a split verdict. Sean Combs has been found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy, not guilty of sex trafficking Cassie Ventura, but he has been found guilty on 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prostitution. Sean Combs is not guilty of sex trafficking his former girlfriend who testified under the pseudonym Jane. So the jury has now believed that the relationships that Sean Combs had with his former girlfriends Cassie Ventura and a woman who testified under the pseudonym Jane were not criminal, did not involve sex trafficking.
Hey, Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
But regardless, Diddy's a man with a lot of influence and a lot of investments in different industries and departments. So there are many people that are connected to him. And maybe if he gets a fall and if he gets the bullet or the fullest extent of the law, there are people that are going to be exposed as well, and people will protect their image by any means necessary. But regardless, this is just a reminder that you cannot rely on nobody for your justice. You have to be smart. You have to do the right things for yourself, for the people around you. If you put yourself in compromising situations simply because you want to get somewhere, you will unfortunately be the victim of the actions of many people that just want to do harm. Because as long as the person that holds the check and holds the fame and holds the status has the pen to write whatever they write, they will write whatever story they want to write, and the general public that don't have a brain in between their ears will believe it. So, hide your kids, hide your wives, hide your husbands.
Well, obviously we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they're raping everybody out here.
Because there's no justice system that you can depend on to make sure that the right people stay out of prison and then the wrong people go to jail. Man, what a time to be alive. If you enjoyed this video and my commentary, make sure you like, subscribe, and share.